Hello and welcome back, everybody. We're here with another Mav Pack Hack. This time we have Yogi and BooBoo from Yogi the Bear. I loved this cartoon as a kid and I'm so excited to make these two with you today. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to attach the ears for this Mav Pack and then also the ears and the hat for this one. Now this one I've attached the hat to the front panel. It's not too bad. Definitely an adventurous beginner. So let's get started. All right, so here are the two extra piece panels from both of our Mav Packs. So this is for the BooBoo 100% Mav, and this one is for the Yogi 120% Mav. So I'm going to start by cutting out the ears, the hat, and placing them, pinning them together. Here I have the two extra panel pieces from both of our Mav Packs. This is from BooBoo and this one's from Yogi. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these out and then I'm going to put interfacing on them and then I'll show you how to stitch them together. Let's start with these ears. Well, hello, kitty. This is Ellie. Say hi, Ellie. Say hi. She's a brat. Being a left-handed person is very hard for me to use scissors when they're all made for righties. So this is me with my right hand. Where my lefties at? Hat and our front hat. Together it is one hat. All right, that's good. We got our front and our ears. I think these two go together. Yep. And these two go together. Now don't mind this. On your panels, these will be the ear color. I just had to add it to mine. No biggie. All right, so let's gather up some interfacing and then I'll show you how to put that on. All right, the next step is to interface. So there's two ways you could do this. You can take your interfacing and trace the piece on. So for instance, I just have a bunch of scraps that I saved that are a decent size. So you can take one of the pieces and trace it onto your interfacing. So this is the equivalent of Decaville Light that I'm using. This is Profuse Stiff. It's my favorite. Shout out to Work. Sponsor me. All right. Let me get that other one too. All right. So once you get those traced out, you don't want your interfacing to be the exact same size, or else it'll show when we sew it together, because we're just going to top stitch this and it's going to have a raw edge. And you can edge coat it if you'd like to. I'm not going to, but you could, but I'm not. So I'm just going to cut it out along the line. You can cut this however you prefer. And then I'm going to cut it again a little bit shorter so that way it'll be inside the seam allowance. I'm sure I could have cut it the other way, but I like doing it this way. All right. All right, so it's about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, maybe a little more. Which ear was that? That goes to this ear. Nope. This one. Okay. Let's cut this one out. Let's try it, I guess. Yeah, that's a good enough job. All right. Throw that scrap in the trash. And now we're gonna press these on. This one's gonna go on the back of this one, like this one. Is that right? Did I get them mixed up? Goodness. Okay. That's better. All right. We're just going to interface this real quick. Bear with me. I love and I hate this stuff. Works really well, but that clear plastic backing is, whew, gets me. All right. All right, so those two are good. Now let's do this one. Now this one I took the back off already. All right. All right. So that was easy, right? So when we stitch them together, it'll be outside the seam allowance. So these ones are ready to go. Now I'm going to top stitch all 4 ears, and I'm going to use a 4.5 inch stitch length. I'm going to put a little double-sided tape on here first. All right. I'm going to sew at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way around the ear. Now if you need to, you can hand crank in those tight corners. Let's see how that looks. It's not too bad. Like I said earlier, if you wanted to edge coat these, you could. It'd be super extra, but it'd be really cute. All right, so there's ear number 1. Let's do ear number 2. I think my bobbin's getting low. Yep, I was right. Super cool. Let's just change that real quick. Uh-oh. Oops, sorry. By starting and stopping on the tab, I can backstitch and not ruin your pretty little ears. All right. Let's see. So let me trim this one up just a little. All right, so those look great. They go like this. All right, let's do Yogis. Same thing, we'll start and stop on the tab. That way we don't have to tie off any threads. All right, so these ears, the light side, the light colored is the side that you want to see like this. So these are how the ears are supposed to go. So we're going to measure 2 inches from here, and that's where they're going to set. So they're going to be right about here, but we'll go ahead and use a ruler. All right. So about 2 inches. Would be about right here. I'm just going to center them and clip them. We're going to center it and clip it. And then we're going to, so then that's how they'll look when they sit up. All right, let's baste those on. It's just at 1/8 of an inch. I've already attached my back lining panel, and so this one's ready to go. Now that we have both the front and the back panel assembled, we'll go ahead and put the whole thing together. Now I'll do this in fast forward, but we are binding because we have the double zipper. All right, now that we've bound the bag completely, we're gonna go ahead and flip this bad boy. Okay, so now moving on to Yogi. So we have 2 options for Yogi. We have a sewn on option, which I sewed the back of the hat to the front panel, and then I top stitched all the way around when I was done. Or what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to put cam snaps. So I have my pliers and my punch, and I have my hat and then my front panel. So what I did here was I positioned my hat to where I wanted it on the back. So I took the front and the back, and I kind of placed them together like this. And then I kind of sized it around where I wanted it on the hat. And once I got to the right position, I clipped it, and then I traced it with my marker. So then I know that this is the area that I want the snaps to be in. You could do the same thing for when you sew it on. So now when you line it up, you know that you could sew here, this box, and then now you would put and then sew that, and then you would place this on and then top stitch all the way around. We'd have to do the top, and then this would be like your bobbin stitch. And then it wouldn't be removable, but today we're going to do a removable one. All right, so put that to the side. So I know I want my snaps to be here. So let me see where a good spot would be. So I've marked, this is my seam allowance. This is 3/8 inch, or this is a 1/2 inch. So I want to make sure that the snaps aren't going to get caught when I'm sewing the final binding on. So I'm going to place one snap here, and I'll place another snap here. And I'll just go ahead and mark that. One here, and one here. Okay. So I'm going to take my hole punch, and I'm going to punch the holes. Glitter hole punch from moremeknow.com. And then we're going to put the snap through the back here, and then the snap part's going to be on the back. So for these ones, we're going to put, wait, not that one. All right, so there's one, and then the next one, and I dropped it, so hold please. All right, here's the second one. All right, you know what I should have done? Hold on. I should have marked this first. So line it up, flip it over, and then put your pen through the holes so that your snaps will match. So there's one. And here's the other. Okay. Hopefully that'll match up. We'll find out. Okay. Let me punch this one real quick. Yep. All right. And then these are going to go on the back, like the other one. All right, that one. And this one. So then that's what his head looks like. And we'll snap it on. There you go. Now we're just gonna top stitch this part on and we'll be good to go. Okay, so let's get some tape. Loop your threads through the back and tie it in the back, or you can backstitch. I chose to backstitch. All right, and there you have it. You can trim the edges if you need to. I'm just going to hit them with a lighter real quick. Let's see. Don't get too trim happy, and then you won't have a hat left. That's happened to me on several occasions. All right, let's try it again. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, so carefully take this off. So we still need to attach our ears. I don't know why I launched those all the way over there. So for the ears, let's mark our centers. So we're going to do 2.5 inches from here to here. So I use my flexible ruler, my little measuring tape. I'm going to do 2.5 inches. So that's about right here. I'm going to do 2.5 inches on this side. It's about right here. Doesn't have to be exact. Their ears, they move. And let's just give it a little test. Like this. You can even put the hat on and do it. So it'll be like this. And like this. So that's what it's going to look like from here. All right. That looks pretty good to me. All right. So now that we've attached all of our panels together and bound them, we're going to turn the bag and see how it looks. This is always the roughest part. You could use a heat gun if you wanted to soften up the vinyl, but I'll wing it. So we need to finish our strap. Everything's looking pretty good. Get it closed. First, we'll attach our hat. Check that out. Most of it. Let's move it up a little bit. There you go. So you can see from the back, I probably could have moved the hat over just a little bit, but you can put them anywhere you want. And there you go.